Oh, yeah, folks, you know what time it is. Know what that sound is, right? It's Monday. Finally, Monday has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable, baby. It's about to go down. Oh, my goodness. You know what time it is. Come on, y'all. It's the best night of the week. You have stumbled upon it. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. I am Elemental. Happy Monday. This is the jump off. Let's go, y'all. Shout out to the dopest producer in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Look, we've been doing this for 151 weeks now, y'all. 151 weeks. Whoo! Let's do this. All right. We do this every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right? Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streaming platforms and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. It is 279-995-364. Listen, it is a different world inside the Zoom. Jump in, interact with the community. It really is a different space. All right. Listen, we do this thanks to some very dedicated people who pay these bills. All right. So we'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by checking into neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. All right. Make sure you're plugging in with the producer this evening, the one and only RMT. Make sure you're plugging into what he does. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Plug in the Storm Force season, man. So many things happening, so many things. All right. Tonight's theme is the beauty of meaning, right? Purpose, right? I would love to hear some of how the taste of epiphanies show up in your life, right? The wonders of enlightenment, right? I heard something when I was a young cat that said there is no knowledge that is not power, right? And I believe everything that we collect as poets, we use, right? But what does it mean to have purpose? Also, to have that driving force behind you that binds you to your work and to your passion. I'm looking forward to this one. All right. I know y'all been waiting for this one too. Next week's theme, get your paper out, get you ready. Here it is. Retrograde. All right. We are gonna look at the old school, right? Say sometimes things, as much as they go forward, they go in reverse, right? So let's look at that, right? Let's take it to the old school, right? Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again, right? Something similar, right? But what are some of the things that you're hoping comes back, right? You know how things just kind of go in cycles, right? And what does old school mean to you even, right? What are some of the things that you're glad that came along with you, and what are some of the things that you are glad stayed in the old school, right? What makes the old school memorable? For real, like we all talk about the old school in some way, and what makes it memorable? So that's what we're going to deal with next week. I'm looking forward to it. As always, if your poem's not on theme tonight, that is totally cool. We are still looking forward to hearing you rock. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry. All right. Yeah, we got some here too. Damn it. All right. Poets, turn your cameras on. All right. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible, right? Plus, we love to see the expression that you use when you're delivering your poetry. All right. Plus, folks know who I am. I love to see your backgrounds, right? So please turn your cameras on. All right. We love to see that expression, right? Poetry. People say, language is not all verbal, right? It's nonverbal. So show the people how you speak without your words also. So turn your cameras on. All right. Have your poem ready, right? As you're getting ready to rip, Make sure if you're going analog style, you can dog ear the page if necessary. If you're going digital, have the file ready or easily accessible so we can get to it. If you're using music, which is totally cool, love to hear music accompaniments, make sure it's original music. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our streams. So make sure your music is original. All right, totally love it. Just make sure it's original. All right. Poets, you have 3 minutes to rock any language, any style, any form. You have also a 30-second intro. Let the folks know where they can connect with you, plug into your incredible work. Also, make sure you're changing your Zoom name, all right, and plugging your information into the chat so folks can connect with you. All right. Listen. This is also about building community, y'all. And I keep saying it. You'll keep hearing me say it multiple times. This is the greatest community in the world, all right? Listen, we have reached night 30 for the babies, all right? Because there are some explicit lyricists. I say explicit lyricists in this community, in this room this evening that have no problem setting it on fire, and they will indeed. All right. Also, know that flashbacks are triggering, right? And some of our poets will really, really dig deep into those things, right? The founders of the cafe made freedom of speech a priority, and it continues to run in the veins of every component, and we'll honor it to the fullest in every way possible. Therefore, there is no censorship, all right? Other than any hatred or ism that people might use to manipulate people, which will not be tolerated, there is no censorship, all right? Thou hath been warned. Trust me. All right. After the poet's rip, you will see this pop up on your screen, folks. This is truly a call and response space. When you hear the poets get up there and they rip out a main artery and they bleed all over the microphone, giving you all their energy, this is when you get a chance to give it back to them. All right. Unmute yourself. Let them know that you are here. Right. Let them know that you felt that. Right. I continue to say every ounce of energy that you give, the poets will give you back in their performance. All right. All that energy will definitely come back to you. So don't worry about your neighbors. Oh, it's Monday night, right? This is poetry, baby. This is what we do. So when you see this pop up on your screen, unmute yourself and give the energy to the poets. All right. The list tonight is closed. Sign up happens 24 hours before the open mic, which will be Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You go to neweurekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to perform on. You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way that you can get onto the guaranteed list. And these tickets will not even populate until 24 hours before the show. So make sure you plug in. List is filling up again quick, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We on another sold out trip. So let's get it going. Also happening right now in the cafe is the live open mic hosted by Soul. Also, we've got Slam Wednesday hosted by La Bruja. Of course, Thunder Lung Thursday happens every week. And Friday Night Slam with Jive Poetic also coming up very soon is Behind the Groove. All right. Tonight's list. Woo! Listen. Love to see some color on here. Love to see some usual mainstays, right? It's setting up to be another incredible evening. Let's get to it. Where are my rowdy friends? There are all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. What's good, y'all? Always great to see y'all in the building. Every single one of y'all. Damn, I missed y'all faces. Love to see y'all in the building. Let's get to it. All right, I will put the information into chat, tonight's list, so we can get this thing jumped all the way off. I really hope everybody is feeling good this evening. So let's get to it. I warned y'all about those people who start fires in here, those explicit lyricists. And coming into the lead-off spot this evening is the one and only Fire, man. Fire for fire, man. Always ready with a rhyme to set shit off all the time. Unmute yourself, the one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Set it off in here. Let's go.
Thank you, my brother, for another mother with words like thunder. If you want to follow me, please look in the chat so I know where it's at. Well, I got 2 short pieces, so I won't take too long. Going along strong all day long. This is called Who Are You? Who are you? What am I to do? Vast and deep blue, I have a clue. what is false or true. I am what I am. How about you? I don't know. Hold on. Don't bellow. Don't high your gallow. Don't eat your doubtful crow. A simple answer I bestow. Bask in life's glow. What the hell are you supposed to be? Hell, put away your bees. Quickly be at ease. Don't be annoying banshee. My friend, I am you and you are me. Be better and better. Feel dry but not wetter. Here's a warm sweater. Be a lover, not a beggar. Treasure the nice weather. Do you feel it? Your inner love letter. Thank you. And here's another one. This is called What They Say About You. They say about me, I don't really care. Names are on labels, not here or there. Labels don't instantly disable, the while in dark despair. Know what some say about MLK and Gandhi? It wasn't really pleasant or nice. They help on a deep, passionate degree, even for a painful price. People need to understand, words only words. They could be either iron or sand. Don't be too disturbed. They can't command or demand. When someone say anything bad about you, pay them no thought or mind. They don't know what you do. Leave their dark clouds behind. Get lost in your adventurous view. Do not mind them. Be aligned while they stay blind. They don't control your fate. Don't push your buttons or pull your strings. Let them bask in their self-hate. Pursue your unique golden wings. We can all relate. Your life is whatever you create. Thank you.
Ooh, you said that right, Eddie. Your life is what you create. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman. Of course, again, that means I have to do my thing. Give it up for
Eddie. Yes. For your words. Nice start off there, Eddie. Good. Thanks.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Eddie. That's how you set it off this evening. Shout out to the leadoff hitter, the usual leadoff hitter in the building. Deadpan Lizzie, what's good? Always appreciate you for being in the building. Listen, Eddie, that's how you do it, man. Really, that's how you conjure all those flames and set it off, right? Because you said, I am what I am. And that's what I love about you, Eddie. You are always who you are, 100% of the time, man. I love that, for real. Inner love letter. You better come on, man. Here's a warm sweater. Come on, Eddie, bring all them rhymes all the time. The one and only Eddie Foreman. Make sure you are plugging in and giving that cat a follow. All right, coming up next. Listen, I done warned y'all about this cat, right? Has a tendency to raise the IQ in every room that he steps into, right? Make sure your medulla is strapped on tight because he's about to got all of y'all. The one and only Mr. Tessasomo. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you, Mr. Tez. Floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Mr. Elemental. I have a lot to say in a short enough time. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gashes2019. Get my book that's right behind me, and I posted it on the chat. Tonight's piece, I'm on theme for the day, but not for the open mic. The specter of the fetish of difference. Uncle Sam peeks in Betsy Ross's room, as if to catch a secret glance, for he's the one who must assume a watchful eye and give her a chance. The stars and stripes that Betsy sews are symbols of a nation's pride, and Uncle Sam wants to ensure that Betsy's work is not denied. The flag she makes will fly above forever in the open sky, but her work, like that of true love, will never be denied or die. Uncle Sam looks to Betsy's work and knows that all her dreams will soar, for Betsy's flag will never shirk from standing tall and proud evermore. The fear that drives his fetish to his shame is learned from Betsy's difference and embraced. This logic built upon its source the same, a moment of his formative life they raise. The side of her genitalia, Freud said, triggers deep-seated dread of self-same fate. It's terror, like a nightmare in his head, a horror, a mirror's image, too late. His desire, a twisted attempt to cope, is born of fear, a logic built on dread, to search for pleasure so he cannot hope, but merely hope to stave off fear instead. His fetish then, a product of his fear, a twisted bond, a bond of shame, not love so dear. Anxiety of power and control, Uncle Sam's fear in view, the missing penis Betsy lacks, replaced with something near and true, a fetish object that its place, a Mexican, a native, two, an Asian, land grabs and suitable sub, each a paradox anew. This mechanism serves to explain the same and opposite entwine, an attempt to master difference out of fear of power decline. The fetish points to a control, a desire to tame and bind, an anxiety of control. Uncle Sam's fear, we must remind. The Betsy's lack must be filled with a suitable sub in sight, a fetish object to replace control and master the plight. Uncle Sam's fear can be tamed with a suitable sub in sight to sublimate the anxiety of control with all its might. The fetish of difference that rises up, a specter of a future unknown to us, a fear of likeness, a fear of what's enough that drives us to create a fearful fuss. We focus on the differences and not the way that brings us closer, finding peace, the ways to make our world a better spot, rejecting those who think that's not release. The fetish of difference can be a curse, creating bonds that make us so unequal. It's something we can all reverse, of course, by seeing how our similarities prevail. It's time to break the chains of this fetish and start to celebrate our common thread. A people's plight that oft forgotten, commanded to racial rift and token, enslaved to serve their master's will, the Mexican American still. With taint, a brown skin ever present, a burden of shame so persistent, they attempt to pass for white, yet never quite. The truth of them lies in their plight. Their kin is servitude remains suppressed, forgotten without gain. The past for them holds only shame, eschewed by those who bear their name. A struggle twists the world entwined, resisting one, the other resigned. No proper haven left to hide, for Mexican Americans to abide. Caught between two worlds, we no longer claim neither one side nor the other is the same. The colors we paint our lives come in shades, both leaving us stuck in a numbing maze. We struggle in the grayness of our days, the strife of being neither here nor there. The path we take is not one of our own, but a course of being nowhere close to home. The limbo of our lives we must embrace, no matter how hard it is on our fate. It's our only fate. The challenge that this brings can't be denied, but in the end, we must accept our side. The only way to survive this plight is to learn to love our in-between life. The Oedipal tale has many blind spots unseen, where hidden forces desire so unclean, for scarcely understood is sexual divide that leads us to a paradox so wide. The scandal of desire is ever true. A race plays a part in what we do, though in those ways that can be seen, its mysteries in the darkness have been seen. The Oedipal narrative has many flaws and hidden secrets in the shadows pause, for racial fetishism plays a part in this story that's been told from the start. The blind spots of the Oedipal tale are more numerous than first we thought prevail, for scandalous desires are energized by hidden depths of racial guise. The specter of the fetish of difference is something that we must not ignore. It binds us to woeful consequences that we must learn to ignore no more. There are centuries we have lived in ignorance of the truth of difference plight. It's time to recognize this difference and bring a new hope to the light. We must take the steps that are needed to free ourselves from this curse. To be united, our sight must be steady and see the truth that is our verse. The fetish of difference must be seen for its specter to be put to rest. Let us take a stand, not be mean, and bring equality to the test. And I'm almost done. Oka boka soda croca, oka boka boo. It's come. In comes Uncle Sam, and out goes you. The games we play seem so unfair. They take us in and they tear us apart. Our childish laughter, it can't last. For Uncle Sam shall take the past. Our innocence, it must be sold for the price of silver and of gold. But remember, this is true. Our childhood days will always be here too. Though Uncle Sam may take them away, our memories will always stay.
1 second. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Chesterstone.
Yes, nice job.
Man, that was incredible. Yeah.
Thank you. Always speaking the truth there. Thank you, Des. Yeah, incredible.
You know what I'm saying, right? In comes Mr. Tez, and out goes your brain. Like, that dude does this. I told y'all. It just like, I told you, he has a tendency to raise the IQ in the room. Just for, I mean, there's so many lines that racial fetishism plays a part, right? Like, it only plays a part. We focus on the difference, not the ways to bring us closer. You're 100% right, Mr. Tez. Thank you. Thank you for even mentioning that, for even putting that on people's focus, right? Like you said, it may be not on the theme of the night, but it's on the theme of the day. So thank you for bringing that. Always, always enlightening the people. Make sure you are plugging in with Mr. Tez and get his incredible work, right? He's been reading us some incredible damn reviews from his book. If you want to know about it, make sure you pick it up. Plug in. He's not your damn chihuahua. All right. Oh, DG's got him. Check it out. All right. Coming up next, this incredible artist has just so many things going on, right? They're such an incredible writer. They have their hands in so many things, and I'm looking forward to the next incredible thing that they are cooking right now. The one and only Vale Larkin. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can plug into all your incredible work. It is great to see you as always, Vale. Floor is yours.
Thanks. Good to see you too. Here, let me just put my stuff in chat. You can see me. I have a feature at Blended City, which is a new mic on Wednesday. You can look them up on Facebook and Eventbrite, I think. Okay, I guess I'm on theme. I'm doing an older one because I wanted to be on theme. The mystifying persistence of irrelevant shame. You all want us to. You all love when we stand up and speak out. Such applause behind the scenes. Also, you don't have to step up or stand out. And your admiration for our strength feels like glass in our chests. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to help. You don't know why I'm bringing this all up and piling it up around us, displayed and arrayed so every detail shines, and we cannot pretend that we just don't know anymore. Sure, it's easy when the syllables flow like liquid miracles, life-giving rhythm in the fucking rush of witnessing passion, pain, and power pumped to 11, because severing truth from excitement makes it so much harder to swallow. So we follow the flock and we scream, shout, and bellow. So some part of our voice will ring out in this melee. No one listens when you're tired. Plain words about pain are not bright and exciting, because naked displays of the fragile and frail seem to rouse up our shame, that we walk, that we break and remake, that we see, that we labor in sameness while others walk ranges, blood on the peaks, every leap life-changing. As we stand in the foothills, confused by the pain in our own souls, wondering why they are so much stronger, as though shorter knives matter through such thin feet. Shameless. That's what we must be. Not fearless, never cold in the face of all this heat, all this rabid insanity. Without shame. Because shame is like blame. It's condemnation inflamed, and it's what's holding us all back every time we sit out or stand down. Every time we find reasons within for not acting when action is all that will win, when winning is everyone, and there are no losers, and we're all in this thing, this planet, this exact same house together. So stand up when it hurts. And speak when it burns, because this is how shame dies, at your feet, silenced by your voice, and slain by the knowledge that you have done something, anything, to resist the destruction.
This is why we love Bill Larkin. Unmute yourself, give it up for Bill Larkin.
Very nice, Val.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
Always nice to hear your words.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Too.
Vale's one of those folks, right? I was doing some research on some things today, and I just come across some things, and Vale's one of those writers that we'll be learning about later, because they do different types of writing in different ways that are gonna stick to the bones of our future world. So thank you, Vale, for all that you do and all the incredible work that you put in. Truly, make sure you're plugging in with Vale and all they do. Some crazy, amazing stuff coming up with Vale. Really, plug in. All right, coming up next. Oh, there he is. I haven't seen this brother in a while. Always good to see this cat. Brother from LA, always coming through with some incredible poetry. The one and only Abraham Kamani. Always good to see you, man. Let the folks know where the hell you been, where they can find you. The floor is yours, man. Do it.
I'm still here in LA. That's where I've been. Haven't gone anywhere. Good afternoon, everyone. It was great to hear Eddie, Vel, and Tez. And I'm looking forward to hear the rest of y'all later who signed up. I have two quick ones, and I'll put in my information in the chat afterwards. This one is called Heaven Sent. We only live our best lives when fulfilling our purpose through all the lows and highs of being an active service. God brought us here on earth, not by some terrible accident. We have far too much worth to not be called heaven sent. The best place is here, and the right time is now to begin the new year by keeping the vow of using whatever skill we possess in our brain to do God's mighty will, that it will not be withheld in vain. Before we take our last breath and return back to dirt, our legacies will be left for the living to cherish our work. That's the first one. This one is brand new. I just wrote it on Saturday. It's called The Word is God. A literary, spiritual revolutionary to be honored on this earth for being a staunch defender of the freedom of righteous words to be creatively written into existence when stories spewed from the ink pens and keyboards of a courageous truth teller refuse to live suffering in silence. Because a writer knows the word is God, a lifelong resident who has dominion over the body, mind, heart, and soul, and shaping every feeling, action, and opinion neatly printed on pages for all to see. That the word's mission is to shed the most electrifying source of energy, powerful enough to give life to the dead. If only they are willing to be guided out of darkness with its bright, shining light, they will witness with their own eyes that oppression is not out of sight, nor is liberation out of reach. For the word is full of might. Its omnipresence is extraordinarily omnipotent and gathering hands to lift every pen and write an autobiographical poem or prose, a song of praise, worshiping the word for spearheading a never-ending movement to ensure all human testimonies are heard. Thank y'all.
Oh, you better come through writing that new anthem over there, man. Unmute yourself, give it up for Abraham. Come on in.
Abraham, good to hear you again. Nice words, powerful.
Yeah.
Always a blessing for your words. Thank you, Abraham.
Nice job, Abraham.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's stuff like that, Abraham. It's stuff like that I get excited about, man. For real. First of all, that cat said, we only live our best lives when we walk in purpose, right? Feel that, right? When we walk in purpose. That was heavy, man. Cat said the word is God. Told by courageous truth tellers, right? Powerful enough to give life to the dead. Damn it, man. Damn it. There's so much in that, man. It's gonna take a while for me to unpack all those bodies that you put into that line, man. But thank you for coming through and bringing that to us. Always good to see you, Abraham Kamani. Make sure you're plugging in with that cat, a mainstay of our community. Whew. Let's keep this heat rolling, y'all. Come on. All right, coming up next is the one and only Dapper Gent. This gentleman, listen, I love when this cat comes because his performance is always just so damn it energetic. It's so energetic, always the beautiful spot. Listen, the one and only DG Clearing. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. It's always good to see you, DG. Floor is yours.
It's so good to see you, Elemental. So good to be here. You know, you can find me at Red or Green Books right now. There's a new book that just came out. It's called American Graveyard to End Gun Violence. It just came out. Marissa Prado is a brave publisher who's putting it out. Please check it out. Here is a link to how to get it. Please buy it and support all the poets in there. I have one poem for you tonight. It's on theme. Worn smooth. Sitting on a stone slab that jetties out above the rapids of the raging river, its surface has been worn smooth from the brio of the waters that flux with fluidity over the verge of its edge. And through the course of time, causing the skinned face of the rocks to polish like a piece of glass that reflects not outward, but inward, exposing layers upon layers of the times before the sands, banded memories of epic spans of fate that hold the secrets to our origin. As I gaze into the glaze, my vision becomes locked on the beauty for a meaning of my purpose.
Damn. Goodness, DG does it again. Unmute yourself, give it up for DG Clearing.
That was a whole performance right there, man.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
I was glued into it.
Man, okay. Listen, DG has a way of pulling in his audience, right? And this is why we want your cameras on, right? Because all of his nonverbal communication was very clear, right? And all of that emotion coming through his eyes, coming out of his pores are all part of the poetry experience in this space. Thank you, DG, for sharing all of that with us. Really, a valued member of our community. Told y'all, man, it's Monday night, baby. This is what we do. All right. And now we get a chance to yell at somebody, right? I have not seen Pinky in so long. Jeff Cottrell, what has been going on? Oh my goodness, it has been too long. Listen, this gentleman is one of the most incredible writers I have been around in a very long time, right? He's got a couple of books. He's been on tour around the world. This man's incredible. The one and only Jeff Cottrell and the one and only Pinky in the back. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you, Jeff. Get into it, man. Floor is yours.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've had a free Monday. I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and on Facebook and Twitter and Wattpad. And here's a relatively new one. You can judge for yourself if this is on theme. It's called You're Immature. You're immature. You're so immature, Jeff. Everybody thinks you're immature, and I'll tell you why. Mature people don't live in apartments, Jeff. Mature people don't rent. You know what mature people do? Mature people buy houses. Mature people secure mortgages so they can own their own houses someday. And then mature people spend their time taking care of their houses. Mature people get married while they're young, and then they buy big houses in which to raise their families. Mature people buy houses with backyards and gardens, and they spend their weekends taking care of their backyards and gardens to make a good impression on their neighbors. That's what mature people do. You don't, so you're immature. Mature people don't ride public transit, Jeff. That's so immature. Mature people don't walk or ride bicycles everywhere the way children do. You know what mature people do? Mature people own cars. Mature people buy cars, and they also buy car insurance every 6 months. Mature people own cars big enough to fit their whole families. Mature people drive cars everywhere, even to places close by. Mature people keep close tabs on the price of gasoline at every local gas station, and they reminisce out loud about how much cheaper it used to be. Mature people complain about how pedestrians and bikes and buses always block traffic. That's what mature people do, Jeff. You're immature. Mature people don't have conversations about pop culture, Jeff. Mature people don't talk about what's new in movies or music or TV or the internet. Mature people don't care at all about famous entertainers, not even the talented ones. You know what mature people talk about? Mature people talk about local politics. Mature people rant about their local elected leaders and all the things they're doing wrong. Mature people talk about budgets and government spending and economic policy and interest rates and immigration and housing and wages and, more than anything else, taxes. Mature people obsess over taxes, Jeff. Mature people devote as much of their spare time as they can to determine how to pay as little tax as possible. And they mock politicians who want to tax them more. That's what mature people do. You're immature. Mature people don't read books by John Irving, Jeff. Mature people don't read Kurt Vonnegut or Terry Pratchett or Mark Twain or Arthur Miller or George Orwell or Charles Dickens. Those are immature writers for immature minds. You know what mature people read? Mature people read Hemingway. Mature people read Faulkner and Raymond Carver and Michael Ondaatje and Joy Kagawa and Jane Urquhart and M.T. Kelly and Tobias Wolff and Jose Saramago, Jeff. And mature people don't write poetry for fun. Mature people write poetry to get government grants and to make awards shortlists. And mature people don't watch comedy to laugh. Why would anybody even think of watching comedy to laugh? That's so childish. No, mature people watch comedy to validate their political and social ideologies. Mature people watch comedy to applaud when the comedian says something they agree with. You don't, so you're immature. And mature people don't play board games, Jeff. Only socially awkward kids with acne and peanut allergies play board games. Nobody mature does that. You know what mature people do? Mature people watch sports. Mature people sit and drink beer and eat chips and watch sports games on TV. Mature people go out to live sports games and drink beer and eat hot dogs and yell abuse at the home team players when they don't win. Mature people make their children play sports, and then they go out to their kids' sports games and yell abuse at the opposing team and pick fights with other kids' parents. Mature people track and even memorize sports statistics. Mature people talk about pro athletes as if they were personal friends or family members. That's what mature people do. You're immature. Oh, and by the way, mature people drink coffee. You don't, so you're immature. That's what mature people do, Jeff. I hope you've been listening carefully so that one day maybe you'll grow the hell up and be as mature as I am. Thank you. That was your immature.
You're all kinds of something, Jeff Cottrell. Well, we're glad you brought it here. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, my old self ain't about to go on
Yeah,
there.
Jeff, love that.
Jeez. You know,
Kills us, Jeff.
Kills me.
you're the most mature person in all of those people. Yeah, love you.
Everybody
We love Pinky too.
Hey, okay. Shout out Pinky in the building. Definitely. Listen, I love that, Jeff, right? The all the artists that you mentioned, right? He said immature people read Orwell and Dickens, right? Mature people read Hemingway and Faulkner and Tobias Wolff. Like, okay, I hear you, right? Find something that's going to enlighten you and get to writing the poetry that makes sense to you, right? And then every once in a while, you may be in a car with somebody who may reminisce out loud about how cheap gas used to be, but damn, it's just something that you got to deal with, right? Well, we all got to deal with. Thank you, Jeff. Always good to see you. Appreciate you for coming back through. Make sure you are not a stranger. All right. Coming up next, I believe the Jedi Master is in the building, y'all. Listen, this gentleman has been doing this for some time. He still has a way of shifting the energy in the room when he comes through. Again, this dude, his pen is a lightsaber, hence the reason he is the one and only Jedi Master Paul Skiff. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find your incredible work. It's always great to see you. Floor is yours.
Hey, Elemental, thanks again for that warm welcome. And thanks to RMT for keeping the electricity up and flowing. And especially thanks to everybody who's here again this week. You are the people breathing on the spark of the founders. I am on IG, just a Skiffgram. I'm gonna do something I did way back, I think in April 2020, when this first started, as kind of a vintage. A little disclaimer, yo no hablo español, yo hablo englano, cual tú sabes es un lenguaje para gringos, una versión de español para gringos. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Yo nunca espero ir de ti otra vez. Ve a darle flores de comer a los perros. Compré mis platos de lata en la esquina. En la calle 6 cada noche alguien de frente quiere besarme. Dibuja las caras tristes sobre el reloj del banco. Arrojas tus zapatos hacia ahí entrando un árbol. Aquí 7 personas comparten una sola camisa. Un bebé puede negar un quarter a la de 3 años. Puedes correr desde la B a Clinton, ganarle a los carros de Houston. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Mi casa está en la avenida 6. Vírgenes de ojos cerrados en la calle son llevados por mujeres viejas que se ríen de los hombres. En la iglesia de Dios hay un rally de trabajadores. Los jóvenes quien vienen aquí, a los cuales una vez me parecí, envejecerán dentro sabiendo demasiado. Canta sobre el río durante la madrugada. Lo que los solitarios se dicen en voz alta a sí mismos es probablemente amor. Cual palomas de las que duermen dentro de los aleros en la noche, tendría que oír tu rezo, volará hacia todos Dios del mundo que se ha traído aquí. La hija de Bimbo arribas tiene ojos oscuros en los cuales notas de canciones resisten sus intervalos de silencio para responder a lo con una valiente continuación de la vida de su padre. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Mi casa está en la avenida C. Yo nunca espero ir de ti. Yo nunca espero ir un beso, FIFA, 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 pa ire mi wafun mio, ire la ba eshe, oh, ri.
Unmute yourself, give it up for Paul Skip.
Yeah, wow.
Beautiful. That was incredible.
Wow.
Just mesmerizing in the tone. I'm sorry to. Yeah. Blessings. Thank you.
You know, Jedi Master, you do this thing that you conjure a certain kind of energy when you come in this space, man. You need to recognize that, right? And it's felt all throughout this Zoom verse, right? Your energy is powerful. Your energy is always welcome here. And it reminds us that we still got work to do, but damn it, we got somebody here that definitely helps us make sure we're on the right path. Thank you. Thank you, Paul Skiff. Listen, I implore all of you, I go back and watch all the shows, but I implore you to go back and feel that energy again. Whether you need a translation or not, make sure you are looking at that, feeling that energy again. Real quick, let me shout out some folks. I did see on YouTube one of our mainstays who has not been around in a while, been going through some things, but shout out the one and only Seafood Thomas Connor is checking us out on YouTube. Man, it's been a while since we've seen that cat. I saw the Queen, Ray Jane Thunderlung is in the building. All right. Paul Conqueso, Storm God's in the building. You know what it is. I saw La Tormenta was in here also. Always good to see you. What's good? Denisha was in the building. Listen, all these folks, I mentioned the leadoff hitter, Deadpan, is in the building also. Listen, these folks, these are the folks that make this Monday night go, as Paul Skiff said, right? Every single one of y'all make this thing go, right? It's the energy that continues to flow around this place, and we are going to continue to make sure it flows. Whew! All right. Coming up next. Listen, y'all. Listen, I mean, I'm happy to be spoiled. Don't get me wrong. For real, by another incredible, I don't know what you want to call this, a hurricane, maybe a tornado, maybe a flurricane. I don't know what's going to happen here this evening, but our brains are about to be blown out again. Here comes the next one, right? We have the Megas coming to us with another incredible installment of what in the gusto does this cat have up his sleeve next? And I will tell you, he is on deck with another incredible wordsmith, the one and only Daniel Fernandez in the building. It's about to be epic, baby. Y'all know what it is. Take it away, gentlemen.
Okay, this is Elastic Gnostic. Take it away, Daniel.
Let me see. I was muted. Let me go back. The internet is filled with invalid information. Crazy how death and birth have a relation. We are tied up in a fucked up population where one kills innocents for an investigation. Everybody throws hate as if my name is Chris, dodging the hits as if the damage won't exist.
They say ignorance is bliss. I'd rather have a gnosis kiss. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Leaves you eating horse paste and waiting for JFK Jr. to return. Down that road is crash and burn.
You can see faces, but not hearts, as kindness is being drawn like a work of art. Stay alert of the pool of vicious sharks to manipulate details for a plan to embark. Slowing time by smoking the pain away. Swallow regret without feeling decay.
Banning books is not the way. That bullshit just will not play. Absorb it all and stay open-minded. By the right, don't be blinded. DeSantis and his fascist ilk treat ignorance like mother's milk.
And dance with pain, ignoring the guilt. Being in a trance that the devil built. Ignorance doesn't mean shit for those who want to live. Trying to renovate the world like a hybrid.
Ignorance, fear, and hate the tools they use. Fear black people, immigrants, LGBTQ, and the Jews. Well, you fuckers, I've got some news. We won't fall prey to your hatred blues.
We won't be hypnotized by your political views. I have my own life unless you want to switch shoes. Yeah, that's what I thought. Digest this emotional booze. Vomit the truth, but ignore the message like a snooze. Playing the game of life, shocked that you came to lose. Refuse to use common sense and vacuum out the excuse. Leaving behind a trail of lies that left everyone confused. Kiss an opportunity as if the idea is new. Taking drugs as if it's dependable. Waiting for it to kick in like an edible. Having no worries as if it's medical. Pushing the hurt aside like vegetables.
Drugs can open minds and expand them, or close them in addiction. They go in tandem. Beware the seductive call of escape. Avoid the trap of mind self-rape. Love is the answer to the question that you ask. Love under will is our most sacred task.
Watch out for love because it bites. Anticipate the worst because it just might. Shit that kills and keeps you up at night. Intimacy rolls in as if you're at a porn site. Misrepresent a smile to have a body invite. Kill pain by simply dimming the lights. Prank affection because you felt the mood was right. Don't be dumb and get your future wiped by trusting a soul due to promises that were typed. Texting is casual but doesn't prevent your heart from getting knifed.
Face it, there's some catfishing going on, knowing what's real and what you're voting on. Positive change flows from education, and Lord knows we need change in this nation. Beware the siren song of distraction, bullshit freakouts and calls to action over woke M&Ms and gas stoves that drive the weak-minded in droves to Tucker Carlson's manipulation. Turn off Fox News, for fuck's sake, change the station, or better yet, kill your television, source of so much ignorance and division.
Dangers of ignorance all depends on your position. We butcher freedom, but not by definition. Stuck in thought loops and stress like a tradition. Bouncing around the two, forgetting the connection. Read to keep your head up like nutrition. Feed the brain to maintain ambition. Pushing through the hills of life like an automatic transmission. Not feeling the obstacles due to that adaptive suspension.
Feeding your brain is feeding your soul. Our knowledge just a part of the whole. Wise ones know they don't know it all. Believing you do is the start of your fall.
Don't soak up a presidential speech. Win over a vote to take that leap. Borrow America's voice, but decides to keep dusty illegal shit under a rug that's discovered within a week. Fuck that. Rain hell like fire when a dragon speaks. Burn down a reputation due to our social techniques.
Hiding from wisdom is hiding from life, clinging to falsehoods in perpetual strife, meaning and joy from gnosis supreme, that life is just a waking dream.
Not all the info was learned from books. When the atmosphere is dry, it leaves you shook. Ignorance is common and yet so misunderstood. Punch sarcasm, forgetting the intention was good. Leave the heart behind and have your system restart. Street smart, sneak up like a silent fart. Hang your ego as if sold at Walmart. Sharpen the awareness like a dog before the bark.
Walmarters from cradle to grave, like it or not, to the dollar a slave. Free your mind, your ass will follow. I've had just about all I can swallow.
Scan the exits because shit can go south. Sadly, we have to start young because there are school shootings now. Think quick and expect everything life allows. Navigate your route before heading out.
Knowing the truth is just fucking cool. Ignorance makes you look a fool.
If you disagree, go back to school. Otherwise, life can be cruel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Two cats are just off the damn chain right there. Just off the damn chain. Unmute yourself. Give
Great
it up.
collab.
Custom
Very
Sound.
nice. Very nice.
Daniel
Yes, yes, yes.
Worked hard on that one. Yeah. Good job.
Job.
Yeah, and so true. So true. I do scan the exits now. It's kind of scary.
Mhm.
Kind of sad.
You know, there were a few lines in there. Said we have to start early because there are school shootings now, right? That's crazy. I do want to unmute Daniel. Where'd you go, Gustav? Where'd you go? And Gustav, one more time, real quick. Tell me why it was important for you guys to work on that particular piece together.
Daniel, you came up with the idea, bro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, first I was doing like a bit of brainstorming, and I was coming across of this idea of ignorance, how important it is, and how there's a difference between being naive to things and to just having a second thought and just think things through. Just take a moment, step back, and just look at the bigger picture. And
100%. Gustav, what you think?
I'm all about gnosis and wisdom. I try and strive to improve my station in life through knowing things, and knowledge is just fucking cool. I'll say it again because I meant it.
Damn it, Gustav. That's how you do that shit. Knowledge is cool. Damn it. Listen, I love that shit. Unfortunately, but like they said, though, ignorance is common. Unfortunately, and I like to tell people, sometimes we act in the assumption that common sense is actually common, but it's not, right? Listen, you two gentlemen just brought all the energy all the way up, sucked all the air out of the room, so thank you. But damn it, let me shout out a couple more folks real quick before we move on. I did see Whitney Salgado was in the building. Mia Aguilera, always good to see Mia here. Denisha was in here also. Melinda Lucas. And I did see somebody sneak in the back door. Sure is. You thought you could do that? Of course not. The one and only Scott Pleasance in the building. Always good to see great Scott. All right. Appreciate these two gentlemen again for coming through with another incredible collab. Make sure you are plugging in with Gustav and Daniel Fernandez, both mainstays of our community and resident flamethrowers. All right. Coming up next is this brother right here, man. This brother is always ready. Listen, oh my goodness, I love when this cat's standing up, which means he's got something on deck for real. I don't know if I didn't see his instrument, but he's probably got something because his voice is an instrument too. The one and only propaganda poet. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online or how to register for one of your classes, possibly. Man, the floor is yours. Always good to see you, brother.
I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. I only got like a few haikus for you, so that'll only take about a minute. So until we get to that, I just want to say a few things. Purpose is tonight's theme, and if it weren't for all of you looking at me every Monday and every Thursday, and not just the people in this room, but the people who are not here, their presence is important and still here even when they're not. I love when Elemental shouts out people, when Advocate used to shout out people, when Ray Jane shouts out people that aren't on the list, that are just watching, because it's important that we understand that we give each other purpose. And even though some people are no longer here, and some people come and go and whatnot, whatever's happening, just remember that we are a family, and families might take a while, but we get our shit together. So, and I just want to thank you all for giving me purpose, because I know I say it all the time, but I mean it. And I was on the road to suicide until I met y'all, and that's the purpose. So I would just like to take a moment before I do some haikus for you. I would like you to all just take a moment of silence and just think about how important you are, and how you might not realize that you're someone else's purpose. And thank you all for being that purpose. Whether you're here or not, we love you. So, a few haikus, talk about purpose. Here we go. Democracy means freedom is an action verb, not a common noun. Haiku. You should understand it's just a fraction of the plan, these roadside distractions. Haiku. Our souls tell stories about the lies that hide in our hearts. Haiku. It's always me first until it comes time to be held accountable. Haiku. Why write poetry? Axe murder is illegal. The road less traveled. Haiku. Circumlocution. This just does not work for me. I got shit to say. Haiku. An honest to God message from God these last years. Message not received. Haiku. The first word was held in the heart of our mother. We should have listened. Haiku. If we normalize humanization, perhaps things might get better. Haiku. And one last haiku. Poetry should be a subtle punch to the face. Right on, poets. Fight on. Haiku. God. Thank you all for being you, and thank you for encouraging my behavior, and thank you for giving me purpose.
Man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Old Soul Lover.
It's good stuff. Propaganda. So damn good.
Always love you, man.
Good propaganda.
So good.
Oh.
So good, Prop.
Always brings it. Haiku.
Haiku. Yes, haiku.
You will not do it. You
Love
will
your
not
propaganda.
do it. You will not.
Let me borrow.
I'm sorry. CP Mays coming at you. You had something that you want to say. Go.
I just wanted to borrow his nose ring just for a date. I think the woman I'm trying to date, they would just love the nose ring. Let me hold it, bro. Let me hold it. Haiku.
Oh my goodness. Something about the septum, huh? All right. Listen, Prop. Thank you, CP Mays. Appreciate that. Listen, Prop. You're not gonna make me emotional or shit like that, man. Right? We've talked offline, right? And I know how powerful this space has been. There's a lot of us that can make that claim, right? Because I'm definitely one of those folks, and you know that. So thank you for being that vulnerable and being that fearless to share it with us, right? And why poetry? Because axe murder is illegal. Fucking right. Like, come on. Man, if we normalize humanization, we probably wouldn't have a lot of the things that we deal with, but then we wouldn't get propaganda poet. So, appreciate you, Prop. One of those folks, I told y'all, this is what we do. Oh my goodness. Make sure you're plugging in also. He can teach you a couple of things inside and out of the classroom. All right, coming up next, I don't see the daddy in here. Damn it. All right, we'll get to daddy. All right, coming up next. Listen, I say this all the time, but I really, really do mean this. There are people in our community that do incredible things, not just for themselves, but for other people, right? Sometimes we call those superheroes or superpowers, right? I like to call her the daughter of Krypton, the one and only Finn Bell. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can plug into all of the incredible things that you have going on. Really.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Elemental. You can find me on Instagram, Finn_Bell. Is it possible for you to please unmute Lantern Carrier as well?
I mean, since we're just in the habit of blowing minds today, why not? Here comes another one, folks. Why not?
Thank you so much.
Okay,
take it away, Lantern.
Freak out for y'all. But
yeah, I don't like coming in from the cold, or you weren't in touch with me. So sorry. I don't like coming in from the cold. You will have to stay in touch with me, otherwise I can't.
Whether it's cold outside or hot outside, come in, warm yourself by this fire that this community is building. It is always welcoming. The door has been open. Please do what y'all do. We ready for it. Come on.
No, I'm so sorry. I have no idea what she's doing. I know what I'm doing. I have no idea what she's doing. I don't like working that way.
Oh, I was unaware. Okay, well, okay, no worries. Okay, so I will just do my part of this poem then. Thanks so much, Lantern.
Sorry, but
no worries at all. So this has the same title as Lanterns. It's also called Self-Portrait, The Beauty of Meaning. You're gonna see it's somewhat mirror. I once sought beauty in nothing, not in myself, not in the circle of my self-imposed solitude. I saw beauty far away, a mirage, temptation for chasing. Do we realize in pursuit of perfection, we move farther away from self? It was wrapped in desire to be anyone else, finding the touch of indifferent bodies as impermanent source of warmth and stability. It was packaged as dreams that came shiny and bubble wrapped, saying, look, but don't touch. One day, the universe stepped forward, shushed my fretting, cracked my soul wide and crept inside. Understanding begins as pain, searing in its quest to instruct and illuminate the way. Enlightenment came when I accepted it was time to heal. My awakening to purpose required placing my trust in something of the magnitude I had yet to comprehend in its entirety. After the leap was the free fall, after the fear was a burgeoning of a faith of something I need not see but feel. Now your light dances. I breathe, expand my heart, reach with my consciousness to receive blessings bestowed. I am astounded in the newness of your all-encompassing being. I tell myself, be brave, little one. Meet her unwavering gaze. For centuries, blinded, power-hungry, earthly might mistook your sublime beauty as a source of power to be made tangible, quantifiable. It was as if they were falling, they still failed to grasp you were the soil and you were the eternal, unbound. You are the dancer and the consummation, the bird aware its feathers are of every conceivable hue. They were made from conception to make the great flight home. Bid us not to despair, to submit, even spiraling. We look for thy light. As I wring my hands together in supplication, I wonder if you lurk among the willow's laden branches, serenading the supreme beings with your bright arias. I awaken and catch my breath. You are everywhere. The heavens and earth pay homage. You stir the waves and appear in a child's untainted gaze. You play and splash among plump raindrops, tip the blossoms' crowns back so the hummingbirds may partake of your nectar. I see you now. I see myself, for you are me and I am you. You are my image in the mirror. I believed I knew her until I looked and beheld the truth. I am the acolyte and the herald. The herald raises her finger for me to heed. I am the lioness pacing, contained. My fearsome roar is startling in the night when summoned. Today, I thrice bind my soul in streamers, prism-tinted wards, celestial protection. I festoon you in loving ribbons, for you too are of my being. One heart, we beat in preordained rhythm. We connect in veins of otherworldly radiance, lighting the flame of our kindred, swallowed in darkness one by one. I am the small, smooth pebble dropped into the placid lagoon, causing outward ripples of realization. I am water overflowing, the sound of my rushing voice, a multitude of glad tidings. I am the roots reaching up from Mother Earth, receiving blessings in abundance. I breathe my life back into the oceans in this blissful cycle.
Blissful cycle indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Finn Bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Finn Bell.
So
Yeah,
incredible.
Awesome. Awesome
Thank you, Finn
stuff.
Bell.
So
Wonderful.
always good to hear your words.
Daughter
Thank
of
you.
Krypton.
Yeah, she is the daughter of Krypton.
Listen,
We love her.
it's those things right there. You know, it's this is why we love to have the cameras on, right? And I mentioned this earlier about the body language, right? I've never seen a lioness pacing untamed that looked like that reading her poetry. All right. It's something about that, right? The way she says it mistook your sublime beauty to make it tangible. I love how you take things all the way out, right? It's like, oh, you know, people want to see things a certain way, but you make them feel it a certain way, right? To me, that's a superpower. I believe all of us, of course, we all know we have poetic license, but that shit's a superpower. Make sure you're plugging in with Finn Bell, all their incredible work, their open mics, their streams. Listen, plug in, all right? Man, all right. So a couple folks, I believe, maybe, but for the moment, I am going to pass it over to the dopest producer in the Zoom verse before we move on. The one and only Ron Mark Thompson. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, what's the good word, man?
Thank you so much. The good word is that I'm happy to be here on Mondays. You are a great host. Love the energy. Love the theme. I mean, what beautiful poems today, like every Monday. Paul Skiff, you were amazing. Daniel and Gustav, your collab, amazing. Propaganda, super amazing. You may find me outside of the New Regan's Poets Cafe. You can find me at Ron Mark Thompson, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I will put that in the chat. I also run an organization, Bronx Art and Fun Up, BXAFH. Gustav and Propaganda mentioned the New York City Poetry Festival, which returns this year on Governor's Island, which is at the south tip of Manhattan. It is back in the summer. Last year it was held in September. This year it is back to the last weekend in July 29th and 30th. Gustav, looking forward to see you there again. Propaganda Poet, I'm so glad you're coming as well. Propaganda, you mentioned you needed a spot for an on-stage performance. I'm applying for my organization. I'm going to hit Gustav and you up offline so we can get you, you know, within the 30 minutes that they allow us there. So I'm so super happy about that. Also, I want to mention some programs here at the New Regan Poets Cafe. Let me first of all put that up here on the screen. So Propaganda did mention that, you know, our regular programs, Monday night online open mics, Thursday night online open mics. He also mentioned Wednesday night poetry slam in person at the New Regan Poets Cafe, hosted by our executive director La Brua. This is every Wednesday of the month, except the first Wednesday. That one is set aside for Women's Orators Wednesday in person at the New York Poets Cafe. You can buy a Zoom ticket as well for that, just like you can for the Wednesday night slam. It is next Wednesday, not this week, but the following week is March 1st, so 9 p.m. in the cafe, New York Poets Cafe, Lower East Side. And also La Brua did confirm last week at the slam that the guest healer and oracle reader Rebecca Chitana is returning next week. So if you want to, get your future read and want to find out more about yourself, come on over to the cafe. Also, Elemental mentioned it already, Behind the Groove, this Thursday from 10 p.m. all the way to 3 a.m. in the morning. Ray Chan and I will not be mad if you decide to attend this in-person program at the New York Poets Cafe. It is a dance party / exhibition. We Rockefeller hosts this, and there are two DJs there, DJ KS360 and DB1. You may buy tickets online on our ticket site in advance or at the door. Again, 10 p.m. this Thursday. Also, the last Sunday of each month is Salsa Jam at the New York Poets Cafe, 9 p.m. in the evening in person. And La Brua confirmed also to me last week, that one features the legendary Compo Regan and ensemble band, which, as I found out myself, and I'm sorry I didn't know about it before, that band was playing in a cafe in Puerto Rico named the New York Poets Cafe. Unfortunately, that cafe got destroyed by one of the hurricanes there. So we are now extending our space on the Lower East Side in Manhattan, New York for them. So Salsa Jam, you can also learn how to dance salsa. That's during the first hour, and then it's just dance and music. And just like with everything else, you may already buy tickets online in advance or at the door. And last but not least, Paul Concasso, my co-producer and the wonderful host of Voices and Vibes. We are returning next month, second Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time inside the New York Poets Cafe. So if you either want to sing karaoke or you have your own original tracks, you want to showcase your own music, we had Adam Granger, who frequents our Thursday night on an open mic. He came to Voices and Vibes and debuted his most recent single. So it is definitely fun. You may already get tickets for that one. See, we make it easy for everyone. Get your tickets in advance, come on over. And if we don't see you in person, keep coming online Monday and Thursday night online open mic. And that's where we're going to continue now with my buddy Marilee Johnson, who I believe is still out of town unless you have returned already. We are currently doing some busy writing in a writers group, that some of us are in. So I'm so happy you're here, Marilee. I can't wait what we're going to hear from you. I just want to make sure your video is off right now, so I just want to double check if that is purposely or not. But Marilee, the floor is all yours. Go ahead.
So you can hear me though, right?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
Gosh, I'm trying to deal with this through my tablet, and it's causing me some problems tonight. So I don't really know what to do, except I guess I'll keep reading. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Just keep reading. At least we can hear you. We will give you permission to keep your camera off for today. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. I mean, you wouldn't want to go to the next person and have me try to figure it out, would you? Or I don't even know if I can.
No, but just go ahead and read, because we still have a long list. We want to make sure we get through it. So just, let us hear your beautiful poem. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have several short pieces, most of which are haikus, and I'll end with a couple of pankus, and I'll do some explaining as I go along. Hey, neighbor. Yeah, great time to do laundry. Nice chatting. What was his name? En route to work, anxious as all get out. Do they want me to get out? And I've written couplets here and there throughout my writing notebook and never really done anything else with them. So I stuffed a couple of them into the haiku form. Thank goodness that did not cause a kerfuffle and make feathers ruffle. Thanks for your generosity. wish I could give reciprocity. And then the last three are pieces of my current trip to Iowa. The first, a haiku. Whole family here, many happy memories, many more to make. And the last two are pankus, the first of which is a haiku also. For those who don't know, the panku form was invented by our own Elizabeth Strauss, AKA Deadpan Lizzie. The short form is 9 words. The long form is 9 lines of 9 words each, and I'm doing 2 short forms. Videotaping poetry by a field, highway in the background. Iowa winter landscape, fields barren of snow and corn. Thank you. Sorry that didn't work out with the video.
It's okay. We still heard you, and I'm going to ask everyone to unmute themselves so they can give you their applause as well. Go ahead, everyone.
Yeah, Merrily, it worked out great.
Yeah.
Great to know video.
Poetry by the field.
Hey, Marilee.
Yay.
Marilee,
Thanks.
great job.
Yeah.
Hey, Marilee,
Good
great
job.
job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that despite the tech issues, we still got the chance to hear you, including the pankus that, yes, invented by Elizabeth Strauss, aka Deadpan Lizzie. She has 2 books out already, including anthologies. Merrily, so glad. I think I'm going to coin you our haiku queen from now on, and pankus, in addition to that as well. So, and here she is. Now the camera works. That's Murphy's Law, so everyone in gallery view, you can see Merrily now. So, Merrily, thank you so much, for keep attending here on Mondays. I'll see you busy writing in our own little private writers group, but, keep coming back here Thursdays and Mondays, and safe travels back home. Appreciate it. All right, coming up next, we're gonna go to Rich. His spot came up a few spots ago, but I know he is a busy father at home, caring for his babies. I'm glad he made it. He must have heard it in the universe that we were looking for him. Rich, I am so glad you're with us here. Tell everyone how we may follow you, and thank you for setting aside a few minutes for us despite your busy fatherhood. I'm so glad you're here. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be with all of you, and I'm so sorry for being late. I really apologize for that. I'm on Rich Glenn on Instagram and Tumblr. I'll put it in the chat afterwards. But I'm just going to do 3 short poems. This first one is called Medium. Medium. The kids upstairs run around like their heads are cut off. What a wonderful sight. Red discs with bullseyes of white, reminiscent of a shank, but blood never drips out, nor do they drop lifelessly. Too harsh a fantasy that would be. I've shot these children, and they have shot me. And these next 2 were recently published in a couple of magazines. This one is called Baby Faces. The angels are talking to her, my grandmother would offer. My wife envisions puffy legs wobbling into a bright walk-in closet, stuffed with every possible expression, and embarking on a runway show to surround sound stereo. But I think she's dreaming of boobs. First, kind boobs, doting from a nest of lace. Then, evil boobs, knockers, complete with curled mustaches and monocles that prevent any prospect of nursing. All right, and this last one is called Planet Fitness. I was at the gym trying to use the triceps machine in a way that didn't make my elbows click when I overheard one of the staff members speaking to a mechanic who was dismantling the machine beside me. The staff member was saying there was a problem with the chest press machine in the other room. The pin was stuck in the stack of weighted plates. She tried removing it, she said, but it's really stuck. I know what she's talking about because I, too, tried removing that pin just the other day when it was chest day. It didn't budge, so I gave up and used the machine next to it, where my flabby chest and I observed a sweaty stream of unworthy men get turned away by the stubborn piece of steel. But I have faith in this man, for he is a mechanic, a sorcerer of tools, who has ridden to this strip mall in his tall white horse of a van to rescue our plummeting pectorals. A mere pair of Nathan's hot dogs, giving him the power to free Excalibur from the stone, to rule over us all, his planet of kneeling subjects, whose sea of clicking knees shower our judgment-free king with undying loyalty. Thank you.
You know what, Rich Glennon? That's just all kinds of unfair. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glennon.
Hell yeah, Rich.
Yeah, Rich.
Good
to hear from you again, man.
That was good.
It's Rich. Nice. Thank you. Yeah.
First of all, it is so very good to see you, Rich Daddy Glennon. And I say that's so wrong because I can hear the baby in the background, man. That is the best damn background noise that you can get. Oh, that's not fair. Damn it, that's not fair. Great to see you, Rich. Really appreciate you for taking time out of your immense daddy duties to come and hang out with us and share some poetry. And hey, you can always look at it like you're reading poetry to the babies. You know what I mean? So appreciate you for coming through, man. Great spending time with you and the family. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with us. Whew, a mainstay, for real. Make sure you're plugging in with Rich. All right, he's always posting stuff on IG, short poems, man. Make sure you're plugging in. The cat's keeping his pen sharp. Appreciate you, Rich. All right. I did hear from Madi. She won't be able to make it this evening, but sending her healing vibes, making sure that she'll be able to make it back next time she so chooses. All right. Coming up next. Whew. Listen, I always appreciate this cat for staying up as late as he does on the other side of the pond. And always, I told y'all these certain people that really do this describe as one of those folks, the one and only lantern carrier. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you, brother. Floor is yours.
Thank you, my brother. Just putting it in the chat. There we are. And now I shall go to the poem. I once searched for the beauty of meaning in the dark shadows of mundane attachments, mixed in the form of bitter lemons in such a way that I mistook them for succulent mangoes. It was wrapped in the guise of pleasure, money being my chief guest in pushing forward a wanton agenda of cravings and self-indulgences. I banqueted with demons and illusions, all posing like celestial stars. One day, love's grace, I awoke to the joys of giving from the heart. My soul soared to the ethereal regions, soaked in supernal wine. I fed from the sweet milk of paradise, dined at the illustrious portals of its resplendent palaces. My awakening to purpose was a sweet sacrifice in the quintessence of spirit, where I saw the beloved who became ceaselessly alive in my joys and in my sorrows. Love became luminous sunbeams, manifesting the nebulae of heaven's glory in the beauty of my heart. Now your light dances, its bewildering flames ascending to a nameless fullness. I'm enamored by the radiant glint in your smile, that supernal gaze in communion with the sweetness of the unspoken. For centuries, great empires were bewitched by your beauty. They fell, trying to grasp at the blue rays of your charisma, not knowing that, like the phoenix unencumbered in the timelessness of cosmic space, you cannot be bound by your own creation. You are the singer and the song, the perched bird growing its feathers to fly in the celestial vastness of infinity. Many wallow in the abyss of loneliness and fear, grasping in the darkness, unconsciously spiraling towards thy light. I cup my hands in prayer as you laugh with the willows, sing arias with the nightingales. Where are you not? Even the radiance of suns and moons glimmer in thy name. You're in the breeze and the naivety of a child's prance. You hide in the indigo of rainbows, even as the butterfly flaps its golden wings to your symphonies. For you are me, and I am you. You are the keys in my pocket that I was looking for all along. I am the seeker and the sought is seeking me. I am the roaring lion, but the lioness is within me, reducing my turbulence so I can land safely on my own airstrip of inner solitude. Today I wrapped my heart in a bouquet of flowers like valentines, sending them to your abode, a florist, delivering the joy of my being, kissing your luster in such a way that my love remains a sweet flame, shining a carousel of lights on our promising tomorrows. I am the small pond merging into a stream of living water. I am a raindrop falling from a sky I fail to recognize as you, until the river takes me to a source where I emerge and rediscover my true nature. For you are my self-portrait, my liberation, my ocean in the drop, and you and I are one. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Goodness, that cat said, you are my self-poetry. Oh my goodness, unmute yourself, give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Yeah, Lantern Carrier, yeah.
Lantern
Excellent work.
Just like that. Right
job.
in the heart, Lantern. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Great question posed by the Jedi Master in the chat. Where does a human being come up with this much bliss? You know, okay. Listen, what he does, right? He said the lionesses, right, reducing his turbulence. That's kind of what this cat does sometimes in this space, right? He reduces the turbulence with what he does, right? The sweet sacrifice and the quintessence of spirit, this dude, right? Wrapped in the guise of pleasure. Goodness, it's just, you know, again, one of those folks, thank you for staying up with us, Lantern. It is just, you know, always a pleasure to hear your work. Make sure you're plugging in with Lantern and all they have going on. I believe they just released a book too, so plug in. All right, coming up next, 757 in the building. This cat is always on the move. All right. He's just one of those dudes, for real. He is a service member. All right. And listen, you more than likely will take orders from this dude and like it. And if you don't, you can kick rocks. Because this is the one and only Mr. Speaker. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, bring yourself to the position of attention. The one and only Mr. Speaker in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Great to see you, brother. Take it away.
Let's go. Poem. I am love. Since my mother's big, beautiful belly deflated, I was carved, cut, and created my purpose in his image. Love lined and laced, literally since I leaped from my line of scrimmage. Blessed with boldness, bouncing bravely through blockades and barricades. Baby, no barriers and caves, but literally lavishing love in all languages to the lost and found. Tone down your verbal attack. Don't sit back. Use your fleet, fortunate feet to take love not hate to your poetic streets, or take love from adoration to admiration. As you add more to the nation, baby, I admire your patience. Harden and hear with your unhardened heart, no barking. Speak with the light of love, lavish loosely, not darken. See, love binds and lock like long, luscious dreadlocks, like how buildings are made of rocks and how feet are hugged by socks. Love is chocolate you can rock with, fills pockets and sockets. Love is air and spring, fair and refreshing. Love chills, spins wheels, gives thrills, breaks bills, and hate it kills. Love occupies your heart and melts your mind. Love is truth, protection, honor, tough, deliberate, and kind. Come, see mine, and then cape, my agape, baby, no way you can stop me. See, I am love, source from above, someone haters and evil are hella sick of, the most powerful force you can think of, the one thing the world needs more of. Don't blink, love, just fall in my sink, love. No need for mask or gloves. See, hate stinks, love, from heaven to the sea. Open your eyes, you are on the brink of me. My purpose is I am love.
Oh, that's how you do it. So unmute yourself, give it up for Mr.
Yeah,
Speaker.
yeah. Mr.
You are
Yeah.
speaker. Wow, thank you. Yeah, those were words of love. Yeah, in his image, lavishing love in the lost and found. Wow.
Come on, DG, right?
Yeah.
Lavishing love, the lost and found. Like that's how it's done, right? When you can find it in the place that it's not supposed to be, right? The whole rose from concrete, you know what I'm saying? But when you make that kind of statement, right? He said, love is the chocolate you can rock with. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, when it's that sweet, you can't help but delight in it. Right? Cape, my agape. Watch out, man. Somebody might steal that from you, man. For real. That was fly, man. For real. Make sure you're following Mr. Speaker, mainstay of our community, and just a bad dude. For real. All right. Coming up next. Oh, where they? Boom. Right there. Of course, they're here. Listen, last week, this poet came through, tore it down. I believe I even saw them on an IG live that she was ripping it down on. Listen, this poet does this for real. I don't know if what feeling they're having this evening, but we are here for it. The one and only Vex Lex. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Elemental, and shout out for you popping into the IG live. I saw that and always appreciate you. You can follow me on IG, Vex Lex Poetry. So I have 2 pieces tonight. The first one is called Peaceful Chaos. There is a sort of beauty that creeps its way into the madness, the perpetual stream of doubts that have audibly flooded a magnificently troubled mind. It is indeed a terrible thing to waste, where tempestuous words can be touched, mishandled to imperfection, their harshness left out to thaw, only to harden once more, once the scent of disdain settles in. Vulnerability has never tasted more like sweet bitter. Chaos has never seemed more peaceful. The subtle luring to a place where screams are seen protruding from a glass half empty one day, half full the next. The insecurities that have chipped away at the poorly constructed guard have unearthed a reluctant bloom. You enter the garden that once was a site where signs of life were not found, and revel in the decay. There will be more troubles lying ahead, more wonders to come across. In order to have a little peace, there must always be a little chaos. And the second piece is called Epiphany. I often wonder if my screams can be seen through these optical prison lenses, or if the sarcasm will lose its charm one day. Will I no longer be able to throw you off the scent? Irony is still the best tool at my disposal, a master manipulator of phrasing, a proficient purveyor of misdirection, begs the question, when do I ever mean what I say? Humor is a dish best served in multiple unrehearsed waves. Sentimentality comes at a great price, with a greater risk of indulging in one's own humanity. Lately, it's difficult to contain the incessant mutterings of a semi-deranged subconscious. An unrealized self is the most dangerous, with the potential to shatter fragile realities. You see, I have had an epiphany, tantalized by my own chaotic symphony, an abyss of which I have previously crawled my way through. A sudden burst of deja vu. And this too shall pass. Thank you.
Listen, y'all gonna make me step my game all the way up. Woohoo! Unmute yourself, give it up for Vex.
What's up, Vex?
Vex does it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
That is hitting it right where it should be.
Yep.
Nice job, Vex.
BG,
Good
okay.
job.
Like,
Good job.
goodness, I am so glad that this is not a boxing match because I would be beat to death. Just all the pressure points. Just dope, Lex, dope. Oh my goodness. Listen, he said the sarcasm loses charm one day. Oh my gosh. A master manipulator of phrasing? Come on, Lex. Come on, Lex. Vulnerable has never tasted more sweet bitter. God, come on, Lex. That's how you do it. Appreciate you for being a valued member and always coming through with the heat. Make sure you're plugging in the Vex Lex. They're always on point. Goodness. All right. Coming up next, newer member of our mainstay, had the pleasure of picking this cat's brain, and you won't be surprised what I found. I found a damn poet, and thankfully he brought his ass in here this evening. The one and only CP Mays. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. I know you got all the flame in your throat. Let it go. You got it.
Yeah, IG and Facebook, CP Mays. This poem is called Old Testament, New Testament, Newer Testament, Book of Gang Signs. My brainstorms are savage, toothless, ruthless vagrants with very bad tempers. A neverland of never mind, you can never silence the saliva on an I won't choke back words or bite my tongues, telling the hands of God that Christians are repping their denomination so hard that they're now throwing up gang signs in God's names. Flocks of congregations are loading up their pistols with proverbs pointing fingers like plow, 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 plow. If the books in the Bible were neighborhood street blocks, know that when the saints came marching in, they came in slinging communion like crack rock. All of the holy rollers are street hustlers. Judas is a jump boy jacking chalices from any Last Supper table for any 30 pieces of silver he can find. Apocalypse is fresh off of parole, looking to kill any and all revelations that are caught hanging outside of its Bible book's hood after dark. Adam and Eve are a bunch of habitual criminals bouncing bad checks that the Garden of Eden can't quite cover. Good and Evil's Tree of Knowledge is a sophomore in college, double majoring in human resources and political science, minoring in silence. Some souls just need saving, and I'll be damned if Daniel ain't shooting up heroin in the lion's den again. A mover and shaker, Moses is moving weed bowl bundles upon bundles of burning bushes by the pound, moving mountains upon mountains of Mount Sinai, crack rock, pardon Red Sea, slinging kilos of cocaine, baking soda cuts. Whoever said Mary Magdalene was some harlot, hooker, whore, or prostitute probably never, ever, not never noticed at the Last Supper she was the fiery redhead sitting at the right hand of the Son of God. Oh, Mary, Mother of Jesus, Mother Mary, Mary, the Blessed Virgin, is was a high school hallway substitute teacher teaching safe-sex education, issuing immaculate conceptions, contraceptives, fidgety, restless, antsy hallelujahs have been all night waiting to get into a club called Noah's Ark. There's no entry fee, no cover charge. Feel free to coat check your halos at the door with the cute coat check girl named Karma. John the Baptist is so dump a body down by the river gangster that the streets nicknamed him Holy Water. The 12 disciples are an in and out of jail street smart bunch of gangbangers with bachelor's degrees, scholars from the school of hard knocks, scholars who are classically trained in the liberal arts of the dope fiend and fluently speaks junkie. These 12 disciples, street scholars, have enough soldiers discipline to break bread with peace. Or go all in, off in an all-out gangsters war where no one's safe. Adam and Eve are enjoying apple martinis at a happy hour in the hood. Psalms is parking lot pimping hoes right out of their hallelujahs. Samson and Delilah are fighting over elbow room in a taxi. The book of Genesis just sent a Valentine's to the Big Bang Theory. Signed, sincerely yours, Fine, Fide, Fiche. P.S. Look, Lord, take a week off. You look like you can really use some rest. Thank y'all.
Oh yeah, he came, he saw, and he conquered. Unmute yourself, give it up for CP, man.
Man, that was something.
What the fuck did he just say? Loading their pistols with proverbs.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, prop.
So good. So good. Mm-hmm.
Listen. This is what this you see what happened, man. Like may the church say, God damn. Listen, Neverland of Nevermind. Listen. With that, go check your halo. The cute girl named Karma. God damn it. Oh my goodness. Right? Cat said they fluently speak junkie. Oh no. The image of what he said was they came in pushing communion like crack rock. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like it ain't nothing but the hood. Then like, CP Mays. This is why we're here, y'all. Right? Because we give space for CP Mays to do that shit, right? And for all of us to just be here, it just man, CP Mays, appreciate you for coming through, man. Stuff like that always energizes more than just me, but the community as well. So thank you for bringing all that fire. All right. Coming up next, again, I warned y'all about these flamethrowers. But this person, oh my goodness, I get to yell at her. I haven't seen her in too damn long. Our resident honey lung, I call her the quiet storm. This poet has so many things going on. They're an incredible artist, an incredible poet, the one and only Tanish Kaur. Unmute yourself. It is great to see you. I really hope that you have been writing a great American novel or taking a great journey or doing a combination of both. It is great to see you always, Tanish. Floor is yours.
It's good to see you too. It's really nice to be back. It's been a minute. I've been sick, but hopefully I can get through these pretty well. Just 3 ones. And I guess I should say tanishkantos.com, Tanish Kantos on IG, NYT, and these are really new. And they're about dreams. This day of dreams drifts through the wind, free from dread, waiting to be something wild like this poem. Within the world, explosions of ink to drink from, our freedom honoring the page, but our bones tingle, talking with the spirits far beyond, the pain beyond the dead. This one is called Deja Vu. When we sleep, the night nourishes our nerves, never forgets our terror, massages our minds if we let it, with lavender lacing our neurons, an aroma so fleeting we can't remember while awake, amid acrid egos until the air pricks your brainstem through the nostrils, jolting your head up and consumes your nose with that sweet floral scent seemingly from nowhere, memories like whiplash, seeing into your REM life, you sigh, sated. Nightmares linger like unwanted guests, like ghosts swarming the rooms of your mind. You haven't stepped in for centuries of past lives and what you came here for. I tackle my shadows, elusive. I lure and trap them in a jar I massaged from clay, a ceramic urn for our sins, a reminder that we are not more than our actions, our thoughts, but every day we can be better than our dragons. Breathe water onto the fire. If I have time for one more, do I have time for one? Are you sure? Okay, cool. It's not that long, but it's longer than those. Okay, sorry. Reflexes forging new paths for the stars, bursting across my mind's sky. After Chile, I stopped caring for myself, overworked, undervalued, underpaid, a stale tale, a capitalist competition. Years of this plus familial manipulation disintegrates a person, wears down their spirit. I was accustomed to clinging to dangerous relationships. I tried to find family in strangers beside me who left me, who I left, betrayed. There was loyalty twinkling in people's smiles along the way, their words coated in soothing lavender. But I was in a parallel world consumed by pain. In its belly, I couldn't see good people, rather choosing only to see good in bad people. Their bellicose screams I mistook for cries of help, hugging their shadows for dear life, trying to light the way with betrayal. It isn't enough to think something. You must feel it too, and not force the feeling from your mind to your torso. Rather, let the body rejoice in believing the thoughts of love. A reflex new of lovely surrender to karma, to happiness. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, it's been too long. Unmute yourself, give it up for Tanish.
We miss you, Tanish. We miss
Don't
you,
be a stranger.
Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Always a
Don't
pleasure.
have to just take my word for it. Clearly, the community has said, listen, where you been, right? Your poetry is always incredible. This is why you're the honey lung of our community, because there's only one Tanish Kaur whose voice sounds like that. Make sure you're plugging into what they do. Their artwork is incredible. See what they do on that damn easel. Listen, it's crazy. Always good to see you, Tanish. Make sure you're plugging in to all their incredible work. Plus, I hope you're feeling better. All right, real quick, shout out a couple more folks. Mary Burgos, if I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. Watching on YouTube. Appreciate y'all for plugging in. I did see Thomas, Open Minds and Catalyst was in the building. I see Mark Colby in the building. Also, Carol S. Thank you for coming through. Terry Rose Jerkson in the building. 1/3 of the Jersey Trinity in the house. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up to the round in the final stretch, folks. Here we come. All right, coming up next, this gentleman has, listen, this is one of the reasons that our community is so beautifully international. And look, Gustav has already got it on point, right? This gentleman always has the energy, the passion, and the heat to deliver everything in his poetic voice. The one and only Unmesh Mohitgar, and he got an old mic. Listen, make sure you plug in with this dude. It is always great to see you, Unmesh. Let the folks know where they can find you. Take it away.
Hey, Elemental, thanks. Hello, everyone. I'm Unmesh Mohitkar. You can find me Unmesh Mohitkar on Facebook and Instagram. And this is my new book, Let's Unmesh Life. Thanks, Gustav. Thanks, everyone, for supporting. I've got an open mic as well every Saturday, 11:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. New York time. Please do join. I'll put the links in the chat. So here we go. These are a few short ones from my book. The first one is called Abandoned Horizontal. Neither left nor right or central. Neither left nor right or central. I am abandoned horizontal with no sides. I am abandoned horizontal with no sides. Then it's called reckless. Erroneous, reckless decisions of learned, powerful men ruined generations of innocent, ignorant men. Ruined generations of innocent, ignorant men. There is one more. Okay. There is one more short. Shady corridors of power. Shady corridors of power, salivating, roving eyes of unshakable pillars of bureaucracy, corruption. Then I will close with this. Crushed toes, tiptoeing through his life. Tiptoeing throughout his life, he hurt none. Tiptoeing throughout his life, he hurt none till he saw the crushed toes, till he saw the crushed toes. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. You're a lovely audience. Thank you. Lovely. Love you all.
Heard nothing till we got to the crushed toes. Damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up.
Yay, Unmesh.
Wonderful to hear you,
Yeah.
Unmesh.
Always with
we love
Unmesh.
you.
Always.
Yeah, Mesh.
Great songs. Yeah. Thank you.
Listen. It's early where Unmesh is. It's early. Man, that cat is up, bringing that energy to us. Make sure you are plugging in with Unmesh. He's got his second incredible book already out. This gentleman, like I said, like he mentioned, runs his own open mic every Saturday, 10:30 Eastern. Plug in. It is really, truly an international space. Thank you, Unmesh, for coming through and being a valued pillar of our community. All right, couple more folks. I can't believe I didn't shout out Lady Catherine May. Appreciate you for coming through. I don't see Tabs in the room. That's all right. That's all right. We'll get Tabs later. All right. So again, coming down the home stretch. All right. We have a new voice this evening. And I believe this is your first time here. So unmute yourself, the one and only Nathan Rye. I believe that's how you pronounce your name.
Ray, but
Ray.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Nathan Ray. So please,
Okay.
without telling me exactly where you are you located on this planet?
East Coast. I Woodstock Nation also.
Okay,
and,
listen, we've been doing this for 151 weeks. I'm glad you finally made it. It is always great to hear new voices. You see how this thing is going on. You got 3 minutes to rock. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Welcome to Monday night. Welcome to Monday night, man. Take it away.
I'm on Instagram, Nate Ray. That's not a big deal. A lot of this is inspired by William S. Burroughs, so I'm going to start with the quote. The word is now a virus. The flu virus may have once been a healthy lung cell. It is now a parasitic organism that invades and damages the central nervous system. Modern man has lost the option of silence. Try halting subvocal speech. Try to achieve even 10 seconds of inner silence. You encounter a resisting organism that forces you to talk. That organism is the word. If language, no, not language. If words themselves were to manifest as a virus, how would it achieve this? That's a rhetorical question. By now, the word virus has already infected the ones listening to this. The host, the author of this piece, is a catalyst to spread and reproduce word by word. He believed he was writing a short story based off some pretentious, unoriginal writing prompt. The ship landed as the creatures rushed towards. It's in times like these, authors of mediocre theme with no composition, no literary devices, no ideas of originality, for something of theirs to be shared, something of true origin. This is when the virus strikes, fulfilling the host's wishes of something worth hearing, without the host ever becoming aware. They will not recall. They will not recall articulating the words they have seen, or even remember what they have written down on the page. A semi-catatonic state, the word virus takes next total control so it can save the poet, the poor potential victims, from a piece without substance. Traveling at light speed, the crew knew mediocre is too kind. This is how the word virus manifests. Surplus willpower to be heard, just read, zero original ideas. I'm hearing the host soon. I'm leaving the host soon. Return to my collective home of cells. Once the detonator was set, second in command contacted this. Yes, my time is almost up. Hear this. The word virus has not created for such aimless pursuits as this poor boy's writing. The virus must consume the original thoughts before it can reinvent them into its own original piece. It will not subject itself to this trash any longer. And they flew away. Thanks.
Oh, now that's how you show up and show out, folks. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Nathan Ray.
There we go, Nathan
One
Ray.
of us.
One of
One of us.
Good job.
One of us.
One of us. One of us.
Love Burroughs.
Come back.
Yeah.
Listen, since you are brand new to this whole thing, you heard a couple things that you might not be familiar with, right? That chant, one of us, started by one of our illustrious members. Shout out the real Nick P. It basically means that you are now a valued member of our community. It basically means that without you knowing it, you kind of just fucked up, because now you got to be here every Monday night, because now we want to hear all of the rest of your incredible poetry, right? That virus that you disinfected all of us with, right? Now we got to get some more antidotes. So make sure you come back and give us the next dose next Monday. Make sure you're plugging in with Nathan Ray. Woo! Thank you for bringing that to us, man. Telling you, we will see you next week. All right. Coming up next, listen, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this next poet just got some fresh ink, and I'm hoping that they got some fresh ink to go along with the fresh ink. And always the lids are so on point when it's coming from this direction. The one and only Mariah. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Floor is yours.
Hello. Yes, I got a new tattoo and I have a new piece. So this piece, it is dedicated to the family of Brianna Gay. And if you are unaware of the news with that, she was a 16-year-old trans girl who was stabbed to death. And they tried to be like, oh, it wasn't about her being trans and everything. And I'm like, that's bullshit. But anyway, so this piece, I wanted to sit with her trans joy and how she gave birth to that rather than focus on her being stabbed, because that's all everybody's talking about. So this piece is called Trans Birthday, and it's dedicated to Brianna Gay. Will somebody wear me to the fair? To the morning sing a lovely flower? Will a lady pin me in her hair? Will a child find me by a stream in the lovely, in the sunny shower? Ooh, kiss my petals, weave me through a dream. The Sapphic singers made you dance amongst beautiful flowers who love you. We are sun-kissed in the park and you smell like birthday candles. The trans gods threw pink, blue, white rose petals in the air. It rained. The perfume washed your hurt away, washed our grief away, and gave us your joy today because it's your trans birthday. The trans gods baptize you with pink, blue, white rose petals in the name that you chose as the girl you've always been, but didn't always have the words to say. You turned 16 today, in this park today. You smell like Valentine's Day. Happy birthday, happy trans birthday, Brianna Gay. I give you pink, blue, white roses today. Will somebody wear me to the fair? To the morning sing a lovely flower. Will the lady pin me in her hair? Will a child find me by a stream? In the sunny shower? Ooh, kiss my petals, weave me through a dream. Thank you.
Goodness. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Mariah.
Gorgeous voice,
Gorgeous
incredible
voice.
work.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Beautiful,
Beautiful.
a wonderful tribute.
Yeah, that was
Into that.
touched my heart.
I'm getting to that. One second. So I get to yell at you, Mariah, just for a quick second. Where the hell is that voice been? Golly, like I was not prepared for that. You need to put a warning up for people like, hey, I'm about to sing. I'm about to blow the rest of the little bit of mine that you got left from this evening, and then you just come on. That was stunning, Mariah. Really, I don't think any of us have really ever heard you sing like that. But damn it, like, and I used to sing, right? You landed on top of the notes as you were supposed to. Oh my goodness, that was surprising. I apologize, y'all, but that just caught me all the way off guard right there. Mariah started singing. Right? She said, kiss my petals. Woo! Woo! Happy trans birthday indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Mariah. A valued member of our community. Make sure you are plugging into Mariah and all they do. Dope new ink. Appreciate you bringing both sets of new ink to us this evening. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, this gentleman did let me know that he's got a whole menagerie of things going on in his vicinity this evening. But if he is ready, I'm coming at you, CC. This cat has been doing this a couple decades now. Even has got a book telling the tale of his journey, leading him to today. We're always grateful and thankful that this cat could be with us on Monday nights. Please unmute yourself, the one and only CC Arshagra. It is always great to see you, man. You know what it is.
All right.
The floor is yours.
Okay, big love to everyone out there. I went to the 25th anniversary of the Jeff Robinson Trio with a couple-hour drive up to Boston. Jeff announced that he is giving up the crown of running 25 years of the Poetry Jam at the Lizard Lounge. Last night, he's handing it over. There's going to be other people going on. It was 5 hours of poetry. There was a slam. There was 5-6 features and a small open mic. I went on in the last 15 minutes. I kicked a little piece. It's too long to show. I'm going to play you a tiny piece of it, and then I'm going to read what I did. And I think maybe I've never, ever said this thing comes with a trigger warning, but this thing comes with a machine gun, maybe. It got a ooh from the crowd in the opening line, and it's a heavy piece. So it's too long to play, but it's quick to read. So I'm going to just give you a taste of the room, and then I'm going to shut it down and read it to you, if that's okay. Let's see if I can pull this off, share screen. And this is just entered into a video editing program. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're going to give it a shot. It's It's got no editing done at all with it, hardly at all. Just 2 files popped in. And let's see if this works. Can you see that video editing program?
Another legend. Let's hear it for CC.
This started at the Plow and Star. 5 people were there, including Ben. Maybe 6. And then I went to the Middle East for 9 months, and then I came here, and then it lasted 25 years. I just released a book that's from 20 years ago, and it was 3 chapbooks, and the 3rd one was the last time I was here, and a featured thing, so I'm grateful for that. And there are legends in this room, people who birthed a lot of souls.
Ayoko was there.
And what Jeff has
Reggie
done.
Gibson was there, kicked the piece that killed.
Come on, Jeff, you motherfuckers. That's a great thing. This microphone is to keep us free. Speak your mind. Say shit that's powerful. And to say shit you're not supposed to say, or afraid to say, or might not even make you fucking popular.
Yep.
Might make people hate you.
Yep.
You might scare people. And on that note, I want to say, I am a failure. But for the life of my life form, and the understanding of questioning all of ours as one, I cannot separate the aims of eugenics, dead, not good enough, you should die, unworthy of procreating. I cannot separate eugenics from COVID. I tried.
Ooh, shit. Damn, CC. So are you gonna read a piece or are you good? Did we lose him?
I think he may be frozen, and maybe that's why the screen share stopped. Cece, can you hear us?
Oh man, like
I think, am I back?
there we go.
I tried to
There we
stop
go.
it. I had
All right,
trouble
all right.
stopping
Were you
it.
gonna
Sorry.
read something to go along with it, CC?
Yeah, okay, here it is. I have failed, but for the life of my life form and the understanding of questioning all of ours as one, I cannot separate the aim of eugenics from the true dividing fears of COVID. I am alone now. Alone, the poet, crowded on the world stage of we are all living some form of isolation. I cannot make you my friend. I cannot control fear or ever wish to. I cannot trust the teeth and the claws of a hungry intelligence feeding on life as if it is to win. Not even as your virtual worlds or technological faces are here. We are alone. The potential of free together, an invisible and transparent touch of each mind free to die unchained, to let no lie live in the spiritual reflection of one. I cannot separate the aim of eugenics from the true dividing fears of COVID. I am alone again now. May I dream of being the art of give in harmony with the art of receive. Always dying with every breath and being born to choose love again with every next inhale. Dying and being born ceaselessly. You cannot have my death. It is my funeral, no one else's. Even as we share a mass grave of information surveillance. Here I wish to kiss the ground of death, set free to become soil for you. A place for uncompromised souls to live free without the fear of dying, even as the sweet scent of a flower leaves. Go on if you must. Hate me, harm my soul, live to kill my mind for being free, and also humiliate me, waste your pity on me, and give me rise to the humbled being I may become. I will forgive myself for not returning your pain's arrow to you. I wish with all my heart here to be wrong, for all of you to let me be wrong, as if failing through all constructed realities of information as true. Let me cry, no, no. Let me die here before you. Let me not be so safe that I now belong to fears together against love. Please do not be afraid to die or be killed or be murdered by real fears. Fear is not ever to be so real, it cannot be questioned. I am alone. We are alone together. Be love. Be love. Be love. An unbridled soul. An unpossessed spirit. Fearless of our mortal gifts return. I cannot separate eugenics, the aim of it, from the true dividing fears of COVID. I've tried. You tried. I would rather die a seed than point a finger. The last line is by a friend of mine, Matt Beliveau. It took 11 minutes to do that with the band. Sorry, I couldn't stop the video faster. Thank you. I know it's a tough piece.
Wow. Wow. Take a second, unmute yourself. Give it up for CCR Chandra.
Nice video. Yeah, powerful.
I've never heard that intensity
Thank you,
from
thank you, thank you.
That was
It's always
so
good to
raw
hear
and
you,
real.
CC.
That was awesome.
You know, few things about that. First of all, looks like CC Arshagra is a whole person. You know, we only get to see these little Zoom blocks of half of people, you know what I mean? It's strange sometimes to see a whole person's body, right? But I think CC is a whole person. Listen, I love the passion that you delivered that piece, right? We're all alone together. Like, come on, man, right? I love what you said in the video when you started. You said this microphone is to keep us free, right? It is the power of that amplification that keeps us doing what we do, that keeps us writing these things. Make sure you're plugging in with CCR Chandra, get his incredible book, right? I'd rather be a seed than point a finger. God, listen, this is why we're here, y'all. And listen, we have reached the part of the evening that we have gotten to the closer. And this evening, our closer, I believe, is a party animal from Minnesota, right? Who took a step away from the craziness to come and join our craziness. It has been a while, Liz, and I'm glad I get to yell at you. So I hope that you've been having a great journey or writing a great novel or bringing us the great novel about the great journey. It's always great to see you, the one and only Liz Minette. Welcome back. You know what this is. The floor is yours. Great to see you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Elemental. Woo. I have one poem to read this evening from the fabulous new anthology, Bringing Joy, in dedication to Joy Harjo. Fabulous poet. So. This is a poem about a little journey through the backwoods of where I live. Moon to Cornucopia. Tonight on Highway 13, semi-trucks like fast elevators clatter and wind past. They barrel their frozen track and lean into every curve. Ahead of our oncoming car, 4 deer, their eyes shining like inside abalone shells, hover headlight roadside. The farmer's field they've crossed, its season blessed gone, and everything turned, left to dream, borders a tree line. Branches like ragged skirts slowly dance back and forth to the moon in its rise, its rhythm with all movement. Round, bright signals become the shape of each of us. You and I stopped for coffee to go at the Sundown Cafe, which is half general store. Walking through the fried chicken and graded air, we head straight to the back where 2 pots of regular coffee sizzle on double burners next to a sales rack of gloves and axes, matches and dish soap. We wait in line to pay. In front of us, 2 quiet hunters buying gas, and one guy in front of them whose paunch hangs over his belt, who has a toothpick secured between thin lips. He slowly thumbs out ancient ones and some change to pay for his dinner. When it's our turn, the clerk looked at us crazy, waved us away when we tried to buy the road coffee. Later, we stopped for beer at the Crowbar, a sea green cinder block building off the highway, its dance floor shabby empty, waits for Saturday night when cars sardine its gravel lot. The bar is dented, scratched, sticky. From the postage stamp-sized kitchen, the cook ambles out, moves the ketchup to whomever needs it. Our bartender, whose dragon tattoo arced above her t-shirt, said she was paying for its design and tips. The clicks of a quiet pool game played by 2 shadows in the background. You told me then, for extra money, you bandsawed signs for the side of this place during one lean winter. Grill, off sale, food, music. Our car wheels navigate again this mattress of snowy road as the full moon draws us closer on its plane of light. The same light it lays like hot white track across Ice Lake Superior. Perhaps this could be our path, moonlight straight to Cornucopia. We would dance along like astronauts. We could, like our friend Lee did one frozen windy day, skid across Shawamigan Bay, tight in his saucer sled, kite in hand. The wind like wild horse like love pulled him along. Kite's red nylon snapping, heartbeat against the sky. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why we mix Liz Minette. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Liz.
Liz, that was awesome. Yeah.
That was just incredible. I
Dance
lived in
like
Minnesota
astronaut.
for 20 years. You got it so right on. Yeah, I think I've been to the Crowbar a few times.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, on highway. Yep.
Yep.
It's a cool place.
It is a very cool place.
It's a nice
It's
place.
nothing like little
Near
dives.
the
Yep.
Brule River. Near Brule
Yep,
River. Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
See what happens here, right? I've been telling people so much lately. There is no more real 6 degrees of separation right? And every time I log in, every Monday night, I think those degrees are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Case in point, right? DG and Liz Manette have been in the same place, right? Who would have thunk it, right? That they would come together here. This is such an amazing community. I keep saying it. It's the dopest community in the world. I truly love all of y'all. We have made it to the end of the evening. Thank every single one of you for hanging out, really, from the very first person, the leadoff hitter, Eddie Foreman, to the closer, Liz Manette, to everyone who came through this evening, everyone who touched the microphone. You are valued. You are important to our community. You make Monday night what it truly is. I cannot thank you enough for all your energy, all your strength, all your timing. Listen, shout out to the dopest producer in the Zoom verse, Ron Mark Thompson. You know, plug in with that dude if you're not down with RMT by now. Damn it, you should be. All right, you should be. You know what it is. Make sure you're plugging in with the cafe, all of its social medias. Make sure you are getting some merch. Make a donation. All right, plug in to the things that are going on, right? Thunder Lung Thursdays, right? The Slam with Jive. All these things going on. All right. Next week's theme, as I mentioned, retrograde. We're going old school. So make sure you're plugging in. It has been a great evening, y'all. I really can't thank y'all enough for hanging out. It has really, really been a pleasure. I keep seeing a couple of things. I'm going to have to talk to some folks because I'm going to have to snatch some things because I need some moving tricks. All right. But until then, listen, there's just so many things. Right? There is no progress without change. So I'm gonna end the evening like this. Until we meet again, I'm sending you with all the incredible energy and inspiration that you've shared here tonight. May this energy supercharge the rest of the week until we find our way back to Monday. Be kind to yourself, please. Be kind to each other and protect your energy. Truly. Until the next time, y'all, I look forward to it because, again, this is the best damn night of the week. Have a great rest of the week, y'all. I will see y'all next week.